What a
Yeah,
wonderful day to not be in a submarine, right? We're
definitely.
chilling.
Every day is a good day not to be a submarine.
Do you think the submarine business has been hurt by this recent incident? You think less people are going to take trips in submarines?
I would think so. I'm not sure how much of a booming business it was in the first place.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's just sort of one of those things that you do that when you have too much money and time on your hands.
Yeah, dude. I was curious about that too. I don't know how tapped into this whole story you've been. It's kind of hard to escape it. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
the last few days.
Especially in like doing what I do, because I was just at Comedy State like this past week, and it was like a race who's gonna make the first submarine joke.
Yeah.
And after the first couple of people do it, it's like, now it's lost all its flavor.
Yeah, you can't do it. You got to have something ridiculous to say.
I personally would not want to sink that low.
Jeez.
Nah,
I like it. I like it.
nah.
I like it. I like it. That's good. Yeah, dude. So for those of you who have maybe been living under a rock, there was a submarine. What is it? Maybe last week, Thursday, I think Wednesday or Thursday, or was it sooner than that? Might have
Something
been
like
even
that.
earlier in the week. But it was last week. There was a submarine called the Titan, which many have pointed out is interesting, considering the to have the balls to call it the Titan when even the Titanic was called the Titanic because I guess it translates to Titan-like, not straight up Titan.
Yeah.
And then this little guy was like, no, we're just going to go full Titan. Basically, a billionaire dude who owns Oceangate, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, decided to cut a bunch of corners, make a relatively cheaper submersible that he takes other millionaires and billionaires down to the Titanic for $250,000 a pop to just check it out. But you don't even really get to check it out because you're watching it through a camera.
Yeah.
So we could really be using just a drone-controlled one, but whatever. So he does this regularly. I guess they went like 6 times in the last like 2 years, and it didn't implode. It was lost for a while, and we didn't know what was happening. And it was a big story, and then we found out, was it 2 days ago maybe, that it imploded, killing himself as well as 4 other passengers, all very wealthy people, and that's where the jokes sort of are stemming from. You know, this is a very tragic incident, but people were already making jokes before they'd even run out of oxygen, before we knew if they had run out of oxygen.
We have to mention the Xbox little thing that it was controlled by too.
Yeah.
It was a rinky-dink thing for all that money.
Yeah, I know you got to know about it. If you do know about the situation, you definitely know. But if you don't, this is the controller. Most submersibles or submarines are controlled by, a plethora of different screens, buttons. I mean, it looks like the Millennium Falcon in most of these, right? There's tons of shit you can push and press and pull, whatever. This guy's like, nah, I'm going to simplify it. We got something better. And I'm going to pull up a picture real quick of this controller. And apparently, there's so many memes of people saying that they found the controller survived the implosion, which is just fucking foul. But let's see here. This guy right here, if it'll be able to be seen on the screen there. Oh, there you go. Yeah. This guy right here, the Logitech controller, was what this guy decided to run and control his entire... I don't know how many millions of dollars went into this thing. Apparently, it was a lot cheaper than most submersibles. But, he decided to use a Logitech gaming controller that I've never even seen.
Yeah, I think my personal favorite meme was Dom from Fast and Furious, just, like, driving his car into the ocean with no, like, protective gear or anything, with the implication being that his family's down there.
Yeah, his family's down there now. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, the reason I bring it up, we have a talented comedian here with us, someone who I'm a fan of. And this tragedy, which it is a tragedy, it was going on last week. And myself, as well as all the other internet wannabe comedians, started chiming in before there was even a verdict on whether or not something good or bad was going to happen. And I was curious your thoughts on that, because people when they talk comedy, there's a fine line for some people between tragedy and the timeline of when you're allowed to joke about it.
Sure.
And I was curious your thoughts on that. Like, where do you draw the line? When is it too soon to joke about something? When is it?
Yeah, so I'll joke about pretty much any subject matter. Like you've heard my stuff. I barely know like lines. As long as I think that I can come up with a decent mislead punch, like whatever joke formula I'm going for. There's no subject that I'm be like, no, I'm not touching that, jokes are jokes, and my jokes are pretty like limitless as far as content.
Yeah.
I do think that in general, people talking about it are being kind of self-righteous in their memeing, you know? They're kind of sprinkling it on as like, these aren't just me, like this isn't just me joking about people who have died. I'm also doing like commentary, you know what I mean? And like, on one hand, yes, these were billionaires. I'm of the opinion that billionaires just like shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Period. I'm like, what? I think the technical term is...
A few of them don't anymore, so...
It's very true.
Yeah.
I think the technical term is a socialist beta cuck soy boy.
Yeah, I think that is. Yeah.
Technical...
That's what it says when I look in the mirror. So yeah, I think you're
Right.
talking
But
about the right thing.
I don't believe the sincerity of a lot of people memeing. I think they just want to be part of the
trend.
Of the meme, you know?
Yeah.
And as far as like stupid things you can do with your money, and this was like an incredibly stupid thing.
Yeah.
There's worse shit they could have been doing, and like I don't think it's like a righteous stance, because there was also like a 19-year-old on there, right? Like one of their sons, and like there's presumably a mom and family dealing not just with like the loss of like a teenage son, but also the added trauma is like the rest of the world thinks this is fucking funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would be
tough, man.
Yeah. So maybe it's like maybe it's a contradiction of me, because I will joke about this and pretty much anything.
Yeah.
But like the people who are trying to
You have empathy.
who are trying to present themselves as there's something moral about it, I don't see it.
Yeah, definitely not. I think I think there's a part of that where people are like, I don't necessarily feel that bad for this dude, especially the head guy, you know, because he's the billionaire that decided to cut all these corners. And like you said, it's a pretty ridiculous thing. Like, of all the things that could happen, it'd be the same thing if Richard Branson or whoever from the Virgin Mobile people, when they're doing the rockets up into space just to like get up to space and then come back down, the little joyrides with all the millionaires. If one of those blew up, we'd probably be doing the same thing. You know, we'd be like, was it necessary? Like, how much did you just destroy the Earth's like atmosphere so that you guys could have this little joyride, right? And yeah, so I think there's that part of it where people are like, maybe they feel less bad, but especially when you mention stuff like there is a 19-year-old on there. Some of these people probably had wives, you know, other family members that care about them, regardless if they are potentially piece of shit billionaires that have exploited tons of people or whatnot. It doesn't. You know, we're not necessarily like happy to see them die.
Yeah.
But if there was a way to die that was hilarious, they found it.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the contradiction kind of lies, where it's like you're not happy that someone died.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Yeah, I'm mainly reacting to people I've seen who are like
Yeah.
we're like, I'm not just joking. This is like a brave social justice thing I'm doing by fucking popping off.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like, You just want to do it, dude.
Yeah.
To you it's not that different from all the fucking Will Smith Oscar memes. Like just fucking be real about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just let it be funny, man. I mean, and like you said, like obviously that sucks for the people involved, and you're gonna have empathy for
And
that.
in my head, I'm like, when I was 19, I don't think that like if my dad had the means to do this, that I would want to do it. But also when I was 19, all it would take is one of my boys calling me a bitch, and I'm like, all right,
I'm on that submarine.
I'm on that submarine, and so are you. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're
Let's
going
fucking
together,
go.
bro.
Yeah.
We're taking a Snapchat at the bottom with the fucking Titanic on the fucking screen. God damn. Yeah, that's the thing that blew my mind, was like all the videos that came out after the fact. And it is funny. I don't know how much, if you follow like music stuff at all, like with like rappers or any of that scene, but there's a lot of pushback all the time when like a rapper passes away, and you'll see all the like media outlets that did interviews with them in the past will like repost their old clips with them and like do all these things to like cash in on that moment of like, oh, they just passed away, so there's all these eyeballs, so let's make our money. And they've been criticized for that a lot. Happens every time one of these young guys dies, which is super sad.
Is that rapper specifically, or any influential musical figure?
It's happened when like XXXTentacion died,
Yeah.
when Juice WRLD died. It'll always be like a big person, and I know Adam22 from No Jumper has gotten a lot of shit for that, as well as other things. But that's something he's gotten a lot of shit for. A lot of these outlets, they get shit for it, and I thought it was interesting. Now that this is more of this isn't just like a subculture, like rap or rock or some like thing that the mainstream news outlets are really not wanting to cover. This is like a big thing where Coast Guards were involved, and it was a national news story. So now all these news organizations are like, wait, do we have any footage of us going to see these guys?
Yeah.
And now they're reposting their old interviews with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the clips of the reporter that is so hilarious is when he shows him the Logitech controller. And the reporter, I forget if it was ABC or who it was, but it's one of these national news networks, literally like face palms in front of this billionaire dude. Like, you got to be shitting me, bro. And laughs in his face. And this guy still went and took it.
Yeah, it's a lot of parasitic attitudes in general. I don't even think it's that different from what we were just talking about. When anything big happens, like regardless of if it's sad or if it's kind of funny, or like everyone wants to be a part of the moment, and they'll find their way to find to have their slice of it.
Yeah. It's just interesting. Usually they try to be above that stuff, and it's just wild that like with this they're like,
What
no.
outlets was this? Was this like CNN, like the major ones?
No, I wasn't CNN. It was something like that. I just watched it before you got here. Actually, I was watching part of this interview. They like the full like hour interview that they had done, like a whole report on this guy a while back, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like usually, again, if this was like what is it? The Inside, CBS. It was CBS reposted their interview, their full like in-depth thing where the reporter went out and like sat in the submarine. I think he actually went in the submarine with the guy. But yeah, I don't know, man. What would it? I guess you said what it would take for you back when you were 19. What would it take for you now to get in the Titan 2? If Oceangate comes out with the second one,
man. I'm not sure.
what would it take for you to get in the fucking Titan 2? I'm trying to think for me what that answer would be. If there's a price tag.
Yeah.
What if, okay, so you're a comedian, you're doing your thing.
First and foremost, I don't even care about the ocean in the first place. It's not like I'm like fascinated to see what species of jellyfish we haven't found yet, or like whatever the fuck they're trying to figure out.
What if the next one, what if the Titan 2 uses like a Nintendo 64 controller? Because that's got the third prong in the middle.
Yeah, that's like
arguably one of the worst controller designs.
Yeah, that's
of all
how
time.
you get millennials in general now. Like everything's a fucking reboot of your childhood.
Yeah. Dude, that's what the Titan 2 is gonna need. Oceangate, if you're listening, that's what you need to do. We need to rebrand. We need some Sega Genesis, some Nintendo 64. That's what we got to use in the next Titan. Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's also weird. It's pretty funny now looking back that they're called Oceangate. Like, that's a tough name. Water. We got
it does
anything
sound,
with gate after it is like something's going wrong.
It does sound like some Q, like eating
Pizzagate,
babies type shit.
Yeah, Pizzagate, Watergate, any of these gates, man. It was like, yeah, who would have thought? It is eerie, and it is like stupid now, like looking back at all these things that like nobody was like, hey buddy, let's chill on this. Maybe let's make the submarine how they make all the other submarines in the world.
Do you think when they were down there, like probably at some point they had some awareness of their coming deaths, or is like, worst thing is people up there, they're fucking roasting us so hard, dude.
I don't know, man. Do you think like,
yeah.
I mean, there's no way you have any type of signal at all, but that would be hilarious. I mean, it would not be hilarious, but if you like had signal, if there was Wi-Fi on this thing,
yeah,
and you just like load up like TikTok or Twitter, and it's like people just fucking trashing you, and you're like, dude, this is.
Or I'll be like, you know what? We should die. I don't think that I want to go back to this world.
I can't come back. No. Yeah, dude, it's like that scene. I don't know if you've ever seen Little Nicky. It's like an old Adam Sandler movie.
Definitely.
I forget which guy it is, which actor off the top of my head. I can't remember his name. He's like the peeping Tom at the beginning of the movie, and he dies falls out of the tree, and he's going to hell.
Yeah.
And he's in hell getting molested by a giant crow, a bird.
As one does.
Yes, because he was pretending to be a bird in the tree. Whatever. It's a thing. Go watch the movie. a silly movie, but it's fun. And he's, I deserve this. I deserve this. That would be me in the submarine. If people were, I'd be like, yeah, we deserve this.
I can see that.
Especially if I was one of those people that got convinced into doing it. You know, not the 19-year-old. That's if my dad is going and he's like, hey, we're doing this, you know.
Yeah.
At 19, I think I might have probably listened to him. But especially if he's a fucking multimillionaire and can afford to have me on there. Even though money does not equal smarts, if you're 19, I bet you probably would have thought that. But all the other people, right, if you got convinced and, like, you didn't, like, do any, like, digging to be like, wait, maybe we should talk to some other people. Because apparently there was all these other experts that were like, yeah, it's not a good idea.
I imagine there is a lot of, like, ingrained sense of nothing bad can happen to me, which I think is probably a part of the lack of empathy people have.
Yeah, that's fair. If you were going to name a submarine, this will be the last we'll do with the submarine. If you were going to name a submarine that was maybe or maybe not going to go see the Titanic, what would you name it? Because the Titan that's a tough name, especially for something so small and built out of carbon fiber instead of titanium, like all the rest of them are.
I don't know, maybe something dorky like Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero would be cool. That's actually a good name, except for it would be shitty if you, like, went to, like, the Arctic Ocean. Well, I guess actually where the Titanic is, it's pretty cold there, isn't it? Because they hit an iceberg. Yeah. So it's got to be cold wherever the fuck they are.
Yeah. Do you think the ghosts of the people who were on the ship were, like, watching that shit, just, like, laughing at the fact that someone would be stupid?
Dude, well, they probably were, like, thinking, how many times are these idiots going to come back down here? Because apparently they did it a few times. They'd done it multiple times with this same ship. But they had to know, like, this guy's he said he bought, like, some of the shit, not from Home Depot, but, like, Camping World or something, the lights and everything in the inside. He's using, like, Walmart brand security cameras on the outside for your image display to look at this thing. Some of these ghosts are probably like, I'm going to let it slide this one time, but if you come down here again, we're going to have to say something because this is disrespectful at this point. Yeah. You know? We got smoked. I did see one meme that I was laughing at pretty hard that was like, imagine dying and having to go, like, having to be in heaven and having to explain how you got there. And it's like, oh, I died on the Titanic 100-some years after it already sank. That'd be tough. I think they'd probably just kick you out.
I think when you are that stupid, you're, like, exonerated of the stupid thing that you did, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I don't think that Celine Dion will be singing about this, if I had to guess.
Dude, it would be wild if they did, like, just like a 20-minute short film about this, and it was the follow-up, and they released it in theaters. Just had her make a new song. I could see her doing it. She wouldn't do it. But they could, maybe if the bag was there. They remake everything now, so they could remake that.
Everyone has a
price
tag, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching there, guy. Click right over here if you want to see that episode in its entirety. Or you can click over here and subscribe to the channel. See all the other fun shit we do here. It's really up to you, guy.